This is Critical Nonsense, our high lowbrow show about culture, science, and tech. This week, episode 200, the most specialist of thanks.
Woo! You promised the world and I fell for it. Rose-colored podcast. I adored it. Whatever. This is Joey and Selena Gomez.
Wow.
Selena Gomez is not here, to be clear.
I don't know. She walked out of the room 5 minutes ago. I think she's coming back.
Wait, maybe she is.
Maybe she is. I don't know. She'll
to
just
podcast.
Check in. Yeah.
To podcast. To pod.
Exactly.
To pod.
Let me think for a minute. I'm sorry. I'm pod. I'm a part of a pod. I'm a part of a podcast. I'm a part of a pod. Yes. This is what it sounds like. There we go. Yep.
And this is what an executive producer and Italian electro pop band member Jess Vander sounds like.
Hi, this is Jess. It's also
if she was blue, she would die.
Did you guys know, and by you guys I mean the listeners, that blue is the least occurring color in nature? Just saying.
When you think about it, nothing's blue. Wow.
If you count the sky,
you can't count the sky. Come on.
Don't know about that, bro. Don't know if the sky counts. Don't know about that.
I was having an argument with Emerson on my bike this week riding into school where she was like, the sky is white today because there's clouds. And I was like, well, it's kind of gray. And she was like, no, it is white. And I was like, well, it's like light gray. And she's like, absolutely not. She's like yelling at me on the back of the bike. And I'm like huffing. I'm like, oh, it's kind of gray. And I lost the argument.
3-year-olds always have the upper hand. I think that's the nature.
Yeah, facts. Y'all. Episode 200.
Yeah! 200! Yeah! Guys.
Wow.
200 episodes of shenanigans, tomfoolery, nay, nonsense.
Hoodwinks.
It really
Bamboozles.
is kind of amazing / terrifying to think we've been doing this long.
We fully
started 4 years.
Fully 4 years, because it was right before Turkey Lurkey time, I believe, that we first...
Yeah, like October 2018.
Yeah. And we had... What was the name of the pod back then?
Well, before it started, it was So I've Been Thinking.
That's right. That's right. So I've Been Thinking, which is still the unofficial name. SIBT.
It would be kind of fun. Talk amongst yourselves, and then I will pull up some of what could have been, the names that could have been.
Oh,
I mean, we know one off the top of my head, but we'll save until the whole list comes up. I think, to give everybody who's listening out there in Radio Land, that's my best radio voice.
Normal voice is a radio voice. So
it is. That's true. It's true. I'm the grandson of a preacher, and that is, as I've realized, where it all comes from. I didn't realize this until recently. So in any case, we wanted to do, it's 200 episodes in. We are thankful to each other, to SYLVAIN, whatever that entity is, to Alan, and to you listeners for making it worthwhile to do 200 of these little jams, especially considering I've probably only been on 100 of them. So what we wanted to do
at least
today...
120.
Somewhere in there. Maybe. So we thought today we would hit a few things. We thought we would hit some small thanks that we are thankful for. We hit up our team here at SYLVAIN to get what our team is thankful for. And then we've got some of those big gnarly thanks. And then we might wrap it up. And as you know, we probably will have some special thanks at the very end. But that's how we wanted to spend our time with you, again, this Turkey Lurkey time, so that you can enjoy and be thankful with us. Does that sound good?
Yeah, 200 episodes is crazy. I do want to like shout out some of like the silly aspects of like we've been in like like 10 to almost 100 countries. People have listened to the show, which is crazy. We are on the podcast charts in Liberia. Shout out to whoever is listening to this show from Liberia, the Czech Republic, and Poland currently, for, whatever that means. We've been in like other countries' podcast charts, not in the US, but like, it's not really that, like, who cares about that? We're like top of the charts in Liberia. And as few emails as we get, we know a lot of you are like listening every week, which is crazy. So thank you for listening. Send us some emails, maybe, just so we know who you are. Truly, this is like one of the weirdest experiences where we've done 200 episodes. People are listening to every episode, and we have no idea who you are, you complete strangers. Stop lurking and tell us who you are.
Stop lurking and start lurking.
Yes! 100%.
I've decided that we're going to have to hold these incredible episode names that could have been until our special thanks, because we have to get into some of these small things. Yeah. Thank you for listening. We have some totally minuscule, irrelevant things to start this off with thanking. Aaron, are you ready to kick us off?
I am 1,000% ready.
Yeah.
And I believe this counts as very small thanks.
Okay.
It might be very big. I want to thank the plastics industry, even though I know. Whoa. Okay. All right, I know.
That's the hottest take you've had in this entire show. It took you to 200 episodes to come with like actual hot take.
I know. Okay, I'll modify it slightly to say
more context before we jump this gun.
Yes. So, my dog Rufio has been just this past week falling down the stairs, like out of nowhere. Is always like the last 3 or 4 steps of the staircase, and he just tumbles down. And Branch and I are freaking out, like, what is going on? And what we figured out is that basically he needs what's called a sanitary trim for his paws, which is just to take out some of the excess hair around his paws so that they work, so that the pads like hit the floor instead of fur. Like he'll be less likely to slide all over the place. But because we're not taking him to the groomer for a couple of weeks, we got these like plastic clear grip things for the stairs. And I was I'm a very aesthetically oriented person. I wasn't crazy about the idea of having like, I don't know, grandpa strips on all the stairs.
Whoa, nothing wrong with grandpa strips.
Love grandpa strips because it keeps grandpas around. Love them.
I'm just imagining grandpa strips being like pre-chewed chicken tenders.
I was thinking of like white strips, but for dentures.
It's either that or it's like, I don't know,
thanks to
a
grandpa
road
strips
outside, but then you've got like all the walkers going. It's like, yeah, it's the strip of grandpas. Let's go get it. Like whatever it is. I don't know. It's football. Okay. So yeah, I mean,
the
like
Thunder from Down Under, like 65 plus review. Like
it exists.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I know it's a hot take, but honestly, it is a small thing to have one of these little itty bitty things to put on the stairs. But the fact that it has what I think not only saved my mental capacity, but maybe saved my pup's like limbs, and perhaps this Thanksgiving, I'm deeply, deeply happy about. And the fact that they're not ugly and you can barely see them is what really matters to me. So that's why it's a small thanks.
Hey,
I think, is that okay?
Even things that have wrought tremendous horrors upon our environment have their perks. There's a reason that there's a reason we like. Aaron's like, oh no. But I that's great. That I'm so happy to hear that, Aaron. And thank you for sharing.
I deserve.
I think just honeyed your your
that's
first
not
thanks.
what. You know what? Honestly, poo-poo on me, because that is not what this space is for. This space is for
Indeed.
for thanks and gratitude. So, pardon me. I'm sorry.
And speaking of pardoning you, do you have any pardons that you'd like to thank you for? That's not how words work. I'm sorry.
A segue.
Yes.
I'd like to thank, as my small thanks, the first 10 seconds of popcorn. Thank you, first 10 seconds of popcorn, for being the best peak experience of popcorn. No popcorn timing can compare to 20 seconds of popcorn. It just makes me wistful for 10 seconds of popcorn. And the challenge to consume as much of it as possible before the seconds tick away and the deterioration sets in is just a reminder of the futility of life and how little time there is to enjoy the moment and each and every kernel there is. And so I just like to say thanks, first 10 seconds of popcorn. You're something really special to me.
Are you literally saying that like after 10 seconds popcorn's no longer good? Like it's like your taste buds have a capacity.
Getting bad. Certainly
but
10
volume
minutes,
is irrelevant.
10 minutes or beyond. Like, you ever get to the theater and you got popcorn that's been popped, I don't know, this morning? Forget about it. No thank you.
Yes.
So you're talking about 10 seconds after like immediate
bag
post
opens.
popping.
Yeah, you
agree.
extract from the microwave as soon as you've opened the bag, the countdown begins.
I thought it was about from independent of age, the second it hits your tongue, you have 10 seconds, and it's like a neurological taste bud thing of you have 10 seconds to enjoy this popcorn because any kernel that goes into your mouth, but it's actually from the moment of popping, which is such a small
fast.
Critical window.
It goes by in a flash. So
Listen,
fleeting.
We will send it in the show notes, and I'm not going to remember her name. She is a content creator, chef, who is obsessed with popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been, over the past couple of weeks, making popcorn that's seasoned with olive oil, nutritional yeast, salt, pepper,
so good.
Aleppo pepper. It's literally, it is like it's like a nacho cheese popcorn.
Ooh, that sounds
and
good.
It is so easy and it is delicious. And one of the things she points out is that the reason that popcorn sucks after about 10 minutes is because usually the butter is not clarified.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually like a fake butter stuff, and it thickens and gets gross. But if you clarify your butter when you're making your popcorn, you will actually get another 5 minutes out of your popcorn before it's complete and utter trash.
Oh my goodness. It's the secret to
Hardcore.
longevity.
It is. However, the best popcorn can still only last 15 minutes.
You just have to make some ghee before you eat your popcorn. That's all.
Yes.
The font of popcorn youth. This is news. Wow.
This feels like, to me, first of all, shout out to Nutritional Yeast. Had it on popcorn first time this year and was like, this is so good. I was like, hold on. You're handing me a bag of popcorn with yeast on it? This sounds like I have an infection. I need to do something about it. And I was like, oh, no. You are so wrong, Joey. You ignorant son of a bitch. This is incredible.
You keep an open mind.
It
Let
was
me
so good.
prove you wrong.
But also, the fact that someone would be willing to make ghee for clarified butter for popcorn tells you what peaks it can reach and what precipitous valleys it can quickly hit. And so I like the idea of spending a full day in preparation for like the 45 seconds of peak popcorn that it is so high. I love this.
So good. It's so good. What I will also say, if you ever feel like you're at home and you want to make a special movie night, or it's the middle of the day, you're working from home and you need like a half-hour break, make popcorn. Because the trick is the popcorn itself, and this is what where I thought you were going, Jess.
Okay.
When you put your neutral oil with those kernels into your cast iron Dutch oven, and you put the lid on and you just sit there across the room and you listen and you wait, and then you hear the first little ba-doing, 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 ba-doing. It is so exciting. And then what happens is, like, great, you make the popcorn, you finish it, it's done, you season the popcorn, and then you start eating the popcorn and you realize, I can't type on my computer with popcorn hands.
Definitely
no.
No.
So I just got to finish the popcorn. I guess I'll just sit down and have the popcorn.
Buckle up, because you'll
Yes.
be finishing this bowl right here and right now.
Yes, it's worth it every
Who would
time.
have thought we had so many popcorn takes? Like,
Yes.
This
this
is a bigger thanks than we
font.
thought, because we owe
Yes.
so much.
To the pop and kernel corns.
Joey, any other small thanks other than nutritional yeast?
Yes, I would like to say that I am thankful for, Aaron, I know this is a sensitive subject, maybe a delicate stomping ground. I am thankful for male exercise tights to go under my pants during
you gotta
the
single
cold
anybody
months.
out, Joey. Why can't we all want to thank male exercise tights?
I'm just thinking of Aaron's interaction with an unnamed brand of male exercise tights. I got as a gift, I think is where they came from. Really high pitch. A pair of like leggings, or I genuinely don't know what they're called. I have no problem calling them anything. I just don't actually know what the appropriate term is. They're just like a pair of Nike tights that for exercising, and I wear them under my clothes in the winter now because apparently when you age, you just get colder and colder all the time.
That checks out.
Or I have a serious health issue. It's one or
I
the
worry
other.
for you.
And it is just like delightful. It feels like just a hug on my lower body all day, and my legs are warm. I'm very thankful for leg hugs and warm legs.
This is huge. I remember the first time that I wore, like, it wasn't thermals or something like that, but it was something like that when I was skiing. And I've been skiing since I was probably like 12 years old. And I was just used, and also like when I started skiing, it was also like peak snowboard culture. So the idea was to just be as fluffy and big as possible on the mountain. And like made sense, like down coats and stuff like that's going to keep you warm. But holy padoodle, when I realized that it wasn't as warm as it could be, and also I could feel that hug that you're talking about, Joey, and just feel warm like the entire day and night while skiing, mind-blowing. It's great. It's wonderful.
That's it. That's the essential.
What was the brand, Aaron, in that peak season? Like all the puffy things, was it like 100 yards or something yards?
Oh my God.
Do you remember?
No, I mean, I always think about Hurley, but Hurley is still pretty huge. I also think about, that was, it was, I don't know, like a lot of that too was like, it was overlapping with skateboarding, snowboarding, and like soap shoeing. like all those things were of the same California ilk that in Ohio I just knew as cool. And Pacific Sunwear. No, I didn't call it Pac Sun then because it hadn't rebranded yet. It says things. But yeah, there were a few.
I can't remember it. It was like there's First Down. Maybe that was what it was.
First Down. That was a very, very big one.
100 yards, whatever. I was like football term related.
Well, there's
puffy
also
clothes.
like what's the foot with fat face? That's it. Fat face was big too. I swear, the old logo, if you look at the fat face logo, it looks like a foot with little frongles for hair. Like, think Skeeter Valentine. What were we doing
in the night? Bugle Boy.
Yes.
Big Dog. No Fear.
Oh, no.
Like all of these brands. Anyways.
Whew.
Well, that's small things.
Thank you for sharing that. That was good.
As is our custom, we spend the most time on the nonsense and sometimes the least on the critical pieces. And I would love to shift gears just to give another take on our thanks, our team thanks. We had asked folks around our company at SYLVAIN to share some of their thanks thoughts with us. And I would love to read just a few of the excerpts for you to hear, because there is just such a beautiful range, and they will be fun. So yeah. I also like the idea of being able to link up some of these without further explanation. So, just take that for what it is. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks, number 1. The first time I met my best friend, Hannah, she punched me in the face. During quarantine lockdown, I was living alone with my 2 cats and sort of accidentally became a UFC fan. I joined a boxing gym. Fast forward 2 years, my life has exploded with new friends that I met through the sport. So I'm thankful for stumbling into the UFC.
Love it.
Thanks to I was able to see my family after 3 whole years. It wasn't something I ever imagined would happen when I moved to the US in 2019, but COVID, visa issues, it wasn't until this past summer that I took a 30-hour journey from JFK to Bangalore. But I'm thankful I could finally hug my friends and family for real, speak in an Indian accent without feeling conscious, eat home food I could never replicate, and feel a sense of calm because nothing else mattered.
I like the little wipes a tear at the end.
You got to describe it. This one is our third thanks is a tribute to our one and only Joey. I'm thankful for Joey being open on the podcast about his ADHD and about the growing practice of reframing some traits for their advantages. It's inspired me to explore my own neurology and behaviors in a way that's been affirming and empowering.
Big shouts.
And last, thank you for, I'm thankful to live somewhere that sees all 4 seasons. Cherry blossoms and picnics in spring, beaches and late nights in summer, fall leaves and apple picking in fall, and cozy winters and fireplaces in winter. I was taking out my winter clothes out from under my bed a few weeks ago, and it felt like opening up the door to a bunch of old friends. In a place without seasons, I never know that feeling. This is so good.
These are great. I feel so much better. They're better than my tights.
Well, we're wrapping up to get to our big thanks.
Yes.
Quick round of big thanks. Aaron?
Quick round of big thanks. So the big thing that I'm most thankful for is perspective. I've had a lot of conversations, particularly over the past 48 hours, about the fear of realizing something about yourself, the way that you navigate the world, the way that you interact with your family, with work, with friends, your interests, all of that. And then having like an epiphany and then being terrified that you're just going to forget it or not follow through with it. And I recently did something very stupid to my car, which tested my sense of perspective and helped me realize that with everything that has come over the past 4.5, 5 years, culminating in this last year of difficulty, perspective that sticks is such a blessing, and it's something that I'm deeply thankful for, and something that I feel compelled to try to share and inspire in others. So that's my big thanks.
Snap, 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 snap.
Snap, snap, snap.
Boop, boop, boop. What about you, Jess? Let's go in the same order. Why not?
Maybe I'll follow suit and I'll choose another P word, but for me it is around finding peace, and I'm still working on it. It is an ongoing journey, but
Piece of what?
just getting that's funny. Cake. Getting comfortable with just things being actually okay sometimes. Just like it is okay. And I have to remind myself of that. And I think that, you know, to be honest, I think this show is really has turned into a maybe even unexpectedly for me, a moment of that type of peace, to spend time with you and have conversations that, you know, maybe we are unequipped to get into. Maybe I upset people here or there by my ignorance or questioning, but there's something really freeing about having time to stay open and curious. And I was, on the subject of curiosity, I was curious to see about what are some of the themes, like the things that we've talked about that, because really when I think of this show and our time together, it is so much more beyond those topics, and somehow it's kind of an assemblage of all of them together. And so I collected some of the most frequently mentioned subjects that actually combined together bring me to just a very happy, comfortable place. And it just, to me, is such an encapsulation, you know, sorry for the corn and the cheese, the corn cheese, but it's just, I don't know, it takes me there. So if you'll let me, I have collected these words and I strung them together in threes because they're way funnier that way. So I'm going to read them in threes, even though they have nothing to do with one another. Okay. Power, vanilla, love. Story, life, theory. Disney art music. Wrong mind meme. Food game feelings. Ice paper history. My favorite, magic online waffle.
The idea that waffle made it on the list is just
yeah.
chef's kiss.
That's right. To me, we're getting there. It may not always be easy. We go through ups and downs in our days and our weeks and lives, but finding the little trio of joys like this one right here of the three of you. Okay, moving on. Joey?
And then Silent Alex. And then
you guys.
Yeah.
Joey?
I feel like mine is maybe, you know, as is the way, I think, you know, it's probably like confirmation bias or something like that, some like psychological theory that could, or sociological theory that might explain it, but it feels connected. Somehow you just find the connections. But I have found myself recently, I think, being appreciative of age and aging for some of the wisdom and perspective, I guess, that, to your point, Aaron, that comes with it. But in particular, I've been thinking about the sort of seasonality of things and the sort of understanding in great moments or in challenging moments that this too shall pass. And it, you know, I have talked to both of you about things that have been challenging for me this year, and you all have had, you know, different individually very challenging moments this year, and I'm finding myself better able to more quickly recognize that when it's happening, like even when it is, you know, you're in a tough moment like it's a season. Like that's just how I've been thinking about it, right? Like the seasons change, and like the sort of Mercury in retrograde or any of those types of things maybe are just different ways of saying the same thing of like, it's a season, like you'll get through it, and you've been in seasons like this before, and that sort of perspective or sort of the wisdom of aging, I think I've been not like scared or not particularly anxious, but I think I've like tried to avoid aging, and have had different things, like I already had like a spinal surgery like right after I turned 30 or something for like a herniated disc. So like those things where you're like, oh, my mortality, or oh, like my body's not gonna hang out with me in the same way forever. But like suddenly I'd feel a little bit more peace about it, and it's been nice. Like it just gives you that like, oh man, this month sucked, or this quarter sucked, or like it's been a tough few years because of COVID or those types of things, but I'm just increasingly feeling like that's just how it is, and like just being like sort of still amidst it, or like having at least moments of stillness, not like that I'm perpetually walking around unaffected or something like that. That is not what I want to communicate, but that it's been nice to embrace it. I think sometimes we, because of our cultural orientation towards youth and coolness and glorifying those things, you forget, or we don't give enough credit to the things that you get with aging and sitting right about at that, like just turned 38, like entering that like middle age window now. It's interesting and nice to be aware of it as you're entering it.
That's good.
It is.
Seasons of
The funniest thing, I was just thinking, like, this quiet peacefulness is like literally like what Jess said is making me melt, and all this perspective. And then you brought in Rent. How very completely and traditionally dare you? I am so disappointed.
First of all, and also second of all.
And also, how dare you not bring up grandpa strips when talking about aging? My goodness.
And also the aging.
My grandpa strips just arrived. I avoided package pirates to get them.
Yes.
I want to give a special thanks to Alex too, because he is always behind the scenes in almost every episode that we've ever made. He's probably
day one.
May have missed fewer episodes than any of us.
That's for sure.
Yes.
And he does talk when we're not recording, and brings joy to our lives every time we're connecting, and is with us week in, week out when we're recording. And we love him. And Alex, if you have any special thanks you want to give, we're recording, so you might be able to pull it out. But
Thank you, guys, for having me here every week. It's my pleasure, 100%.
No, it's our pleasure. Sorry.
I wasn't thinking about special thanks for this episode, but I'm a very particular moment in life, and I just wanted to give thanks to life itself. It's a given. It's a classic. I know it's too corny to say it on a podcast, but I just have to thank it because we have it, and very thankful for that.
Play the hits.
Yeah. But anyways, let's not give it for granted, guys.
Oh,
guys.
Alex made me cry.
Feelings.
Damn it.
200 episodes, guys.
Alex.
Feels great.
To 200 more.
Oh, God.
Maybe we'll see.
400 episodes.
Oh, what?
But you are such a proud, patient papa, Alex. I just wanted to get that other P's in. I've been holding on to that.
Proud patient.
I just need an alliteration before we end it.
Yar.
Roll credits.
Critical Nonsense is a SYLVAIN production.
Brought to you by Patty's Pandas. They're good. Guys,
As always, thanks to our executive producer and panda herder, Jess Vander.
Boy, oh boy.
we'd also like to thank proud patient papa, Alex Contel. I'm doing it again because that was a good triple up.
Yeah,
that was good. Liked it. Yeah.
We'd like to thank our programming coordinator and man who just gets all of the stuff done, and we are very grateful for Les Jacobs.
Oh my goodness. And my goodness. Sarah Gilbert and Nora Mestrich. Why am I getting emotional again? I'm just going to leave it at thank you so much for everything you've contributed, and we appreciate you.
And as always, thank you, sorry, Ellen.
Yeah, just get out. Get out. Thanks. We really appreciate it.
Jess's special thanks corner.
Special thanks to all of the shows we could have been. One more question. Ideas and earwigs. Enormous whispers. Infinite eye roll. How is the weather? Sunday waffles. Portending. Brunch on that subject. Big talk. Third things. Golden nugs. What were we talking about? The Conversationalist. Cocktail hour. Brain farts. Flatulation purgatory.
Yes!
Heavy chatter.
Purgators.
Giggle fits. Gift of gab. Strategies. Questionnaires. So many questions. Interrobang. Talkateria. Important nonsense. Critical nonsense.
Wow.
Ding, 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 ding.
So I've been thinking we should...
God.
So I've been reading an article lately, and
Yeah. That's the name of the show. Yeah. So I've been reading this article recently, and
so I saw this thing on Twitter, and
Interrobang would have been good, y'all. I'm just saying.
things that
been a
that-
pleasure.
flatulation purgatory
Yes.
is like hello
Tops.
purgators.
Without a doubt.
Hello, purgators.
Now you might
We,
say it's the bottoms,
4 years
but
later, still say hello purgators to each other, like very frequently.
Yeah, it comes.
Yes,
it
yes.
comes from a deep, deep place.
Indeed.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you,
Yeah.
love you, bye.
See you next time.
Ciao. Shit. Wait.
Cut this part.
It's Alex.
Alex, it's Alex.
It's Alex.
Alex, it's Alex. We want to thank. Yes, you are. No. We want to thank.